Hello and hola. I would love to lead you through an art project, a watercolor art project using food coloring and supplies that you have at home. You will need food coloring, a spray bottle or a very wet sponge that you keep, a spray bottle with water, agua, some salt, or sal in Espanol, salt, a little piece of twine, and of course a little napkin that you can swipe up your messes. Now make sure you have a nice solid counter spot that you're not too worried about getting dirty, or put something underneath. All right, for our watercolor paper, I have two types here at home that I've gotten from Michael's or a craft store. I have two different sizes, and you can do the project in two different sizes. You can really do it on any sized watercolor paper. You can also use, if you brought home some watercolor paper from school, that'll work, but it does have to be a watercolor thick paper to absorb some of this liquid that we're going to put into it. All right. So the first thing we'll need to do is wet our paper. I have my setting on this on mist, which is pretty tight. That's too tight. And I want to get a nice glisten on my paper. If you see that it's rolling off a bit, that's okay. Pull it off and clean it up. Alright, if you see some parts of your paper that are dry, just give it a little squirt, not too wet. Alright, that's a nice glisten there. Alright, let's get some watercolors in here. Yellow. And you'll notice when you open these, they have a little squirter so you can, it just gives you a droplet at a time. So very carefully, I don't push too hard. If I squeeze too hard, a lot more than I need will come out. Now, because we have the watercolor paper nice and glistening, we can also, if you'd like, run it through. I'm going to add some red. Now you could do it on the sides of the yellow, or you can even, let's see what happens if I put it in the inside. Now these are all just one dot. Again, you can leave it like this. It is going to run a little bit because it's water, and that's the fun part of it. So I'm going to run it this way. Ooh. Beautiful. I'm going to add some blue. Now, see here where you see this droplet? It just really didn't have too much water. So you can take your spray bottle just with water, very lightly, give it a little nudge if you'd like. And I like that. Now I see that this is very dry here, so I'm just going to give it a little spray and bring some greens. I really like these dark colors that I'm getting by mixing all of the colors. And I like that I still have some blues in there and some reds. I would like a little bit more yellow, so I'm going to come back to my empty spots and give it a little bit of yellow. As you can see there, I don't have enough water, so I'm going to just spray it just a bit. Yes, I like that. Now, I'm being a little careful not to, I have this really beautiful dark mixed color here. It's like a blackish brown. and I like it just right there. I don't want to spread it out over too much of my paper, because I do want to see the other colors come through. So now I am happy with this. I still like that I have some white exposed there. Now I'm going to take my salt, sal in Espanol, salt in English, and I'm going to sprinkle just a bit. I have a spoon. You could do it with your fingers, so you could get some and just pinch it and go through. Look at what that does to the paper. Now that I am happy with this particular one, I'm going to put it in some sun or leave it right where it is. This is a very wet paper, so it may take a day to dry. I put them outside on my balcony upstairs, and the sun really gets them dry. So let's go ahead and take it out to dry. Now I want to show you guys how to either hang it up just like it is and add a message on the back for your mother for Mother's Day, or your grandmother, or both. Also, I'm going to show you how to create smaller cards, and you can make more than one card, and then get a bookmark to give them as a gift. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold it in half, and I match up my spots. And it's going to be a little bit challenging to crease down. Oh, I'm noticing all the beautiful salt marks that are on here. And I'm also noticing my green tinted fingers. Okay, so there we go. I folded it in half. Now I'm going to open it. See, this is in half. Now I'm going to open it, and I'm going to fold it in half the other way. You can use a pencil. All right, so now that I have it, this line folded here and this line folded here, I'm going to take my scissors and cut right along this line. So here you have 2 cards that you can use. Write a beautiful message in there for mom or for grandma, for the aunties. Or you could turn this into bookmarks. Use 1 card, then you would cut into this. And now you have 2 of these that you could fold in half long ways. So you have that long piece, open it, and now you cut along that line. I love these little droplets of salt, really changed the color and created some beautiful art. So here you go, you would have your card, and now you have 2 beautiful bookmarks that you can put inside your beautiful card, or you can put 1. You can make more here, or make this a postcard or a card, or even something you can hang in your room. So you have a couple of different options for gifts. Thank you for joining me in this beautiful art piece. Very easy with supplies that you have at home. Some watercolor paints and some water and a little bit of salt. And not watercolor, food coloring. Food coloring. I keep calling it watercolors, but they are water-soluble colors. They're just edible. So there you go. Look for my next hearth project. I'm hoping to have a lot of fun using these